Hello, minions. As part of my 10 dragon mission, this thing right here, I've decided to take a side quest and do a mini-series exploring the psychology and associations behind what's classified as ugly. And of course, some of this is subjective, but there are a few general guidelines to what the human mind typically puts in this category. And the lines get even blurrier when you realize it's possible to make a creature which is both cute and ugly at the same time. Yeah, nature does it all the time. Look at this toad. He just toad. This mixture of reaction most likely comes from the fact that whether something is a positive or negative reaction isn't always on the same spectrum together. Looks something more like this, if it were described as peanut people. But before we get too deep down this rabbit hole, you can still vote on my new avatar. You have option A, option B, and a mystery option. Just go to this video here and put your vote in the comments. Okay, back to what we were talking about. Things that are ugly and cute at the same time. One of the easiest ways to create a fantasy creature with these attributes, being both ugly and cute, is to simply look for real-life animals that create that reaction in yourself. Like a rain toad, or all these other guys. The internet has lists. The Japanese even put a label for these sorts of things. They call them Kimo-kawii. Be prepared for some strange things if you Google that. Really strange things. There's even a more extreme variety called Guro-kawii, of which Gloomy Bear is apparently popular. But you can go deeper. You can analyze a list of specific that make this reaction happen. It's a little easier to analyze one of the opposites, what makes something cute. You know, why is Gloomy Bear adorable despite being blood-soaked and obviously sociopathic? You figure, is it the pink and the pastel? Of course, here's a pink pastel thing that's not cute. It's cute because while it's gory, it still hits the 3 points of the cute trifecta, the chibi effect, if you will. Large head, large eyes, soft body. I didn't just pull that out of my rear either. National Geographic pulled it out of theirs. What's that you say? The experts said it? Which experts? Where? They mention experts later in the article, but never expressly which experts gave them that piece of information. It's pretty solid, though. Seems to be effective in all situations, so far as I can see. Cute Cthulhu plushies, for example. The cutest destroyer of worlds this side of the gateway, folks. It's what makes chibis work. You can literally chibyize anything with the attributes. Large head, big eyes, soft plushy-like body. And then, you have to ask yourself, well, why? What made these things cute in the first place? Well, they're child attributes. Most baby mammals have large heads in comparison to their bodies, and cuteness may simply exist to keep, an impatient parent from bashing its child's brains out. I mean, why else would you keep a squalling, snot-covered thing around? What's that? Love, affection, and responsibility? Yeah. Anyway, it also helps when something's cute, you're inclined to help it, whether it's your child or not. You even help the children of other species. Dogs. I mean, if they weren't cute, let's face it, they pee everywhere and they chew up everything. So if there's specific attributes that turn on the cuteness factor, it makes sense that there are also specific attributes that turn on the ugly factor. And it's probably something that's evolved into us in our brain wiring. Unfortunately, at least from the Google searches I've done so far, there's not as much information on this. So, I did the next best thing. I watched a bunch of turn Disney villains into beautiful people videos. Woo! And there's so many of these online right now. But it's very telling. You look at what attributes they get rid of in order to turn something from traditionally ugly into traditionally pretty. And So, I mean, a trifecta or list has to exist. Anyway, this is the list I put together from watching that. It's a little less straightforward than the cuteness list. It's association based. Essentially, you want attributes that associate in the brain with death, pain, and danger. Ugly, I mean, I would even say a response to something that's ugly is really a low grade fear response. It doesn't exactly make you need to flee in terror, but you don't exactly want to hang around these things either. And it's not just one attribute or the other. You can have something that's dangerous and beautiful. Here's a tiger. But here's another tiger that's dangerous and also possibly contagious. Suddenly, the reaction is different. And this is just an idea. You can make up your own list with your own reasoning. I just like the idea that you can break things like this apart. I mean, the visual medium is all about associations. It's how you get your audience to feel what you want them to feel. So then if you want to make an ugly cute thing from scratch, you would essentially pick a few attributes from your ugly trifecta and then chibyize it with your cute trifecta. So when I planned out Mr. Two Heads here, by the way, the bigger the head, the cuter the effect. I need to put that out there first. It's kind of fun. So for his uglier attributes, we took the death category and gave him some old man sag cheeks. For the pain category, we have a split head. It was supposed to look something more like this deer drawing here that someone did, but it just kind of ends up looking like an insect. But the insect influence works well, I think, for the danger category. And while you're like, when you think of dangerous things, you don't necessarily think of insects first. There is a huge horror genre based around giant bug stories, which, if I had to take a guess, I would say it's a lot to do with how we communicate. A lot of the human experience is based around being able to communicate and also being able to predict what something else is about to do. And so that's probably why we like furry creatures the best. They tend to have faces with eyes that are easy to read. All right, to be faced with something that is essentially a blank slate and completely foreign and therefore hard to predict is unsettling. I mean, you tell me, is this cricket happy or sad? Does it want to eat me or does it want to be my friend? I have no idea. You have no idea. There is no face. Anyway, that's the end of my spiel for the day. If you like mythical creatures, this channel is about to be flooded with all sorts of things about them. Anatomy, history, lots and lots of drawings, so many stickers. So if you feel like hitting that subscribe button, you certainly wouldn't hurt my feelings at all. If you happen to be particularly fond of Two Heads, he's being sold on Redbubble. These videos are sponsored by me and what I can manage to sell, so check Redbubble out if it strikes your fancy. My link is in the description below. You can also get free swag by joining the Hatter Army. Details also in the box below. Ciao.